How to overcome the exam fear. So our students are well prepared, still they have the fear of.
When we use the word fear, what are the feelings or the physical aspects that
So many of the students, they face sleepless night because of this exam fear.
I believe, whatever you have studied so far till the last relax your mind, do probably about an hour of relaxation, doing nothing related to your study.
So hello everyone, my name is Akshay Arora and I am math faculty at Sri Chaitanya. Today we are back again in the episode 4 where we'll have a quick discussion about the exam fear. So exams are all around and students are really fearful about the exams. Recently the JEE mains examination dates have announced and the students are preparing for that. Now we have conducted this session to actually discuss how to overcome these exam fear. So we have with us Kanak Durga Kalinindi ma'am. She is a senior counselor at Sri Chaitanya. So welcome ma'am to this episode 4 of the Nestam series. And today we'll have ma'am quick discussion about the exam fear. So first of all, I'll ask that ma'am how to overcome the exam fear. And recently, ma'am, we have a paper of JEE mains, which is in the month of January.
Yeah.
So students are really looking for this answer.
I hope they are looking forward to the exam as well.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am.
Yeah.
So our students are well prepared. Still, they have the fear of handling this examination.
Yes.
So how to overcome this exam fear?
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 4th episode of Nestam. And we'll talk a little bit about exam fear. Okay, the word used here, actually, the word fear is what I want to really focus on. And so I'm going to ask you, Akshay, what is fear? What do you mean by fear?
I believe, ma'am, डर.
Okay.
किसी चीज से डरना.
Okay. All right.
To get scared.
Yes. Exam fear is for students absolutely very, very real for them. Yeah. Because there are, when we use the word fear, what are the feelings or the physical aspects that we are feeling about the exam is one thing, okay? Because every emotion will manifest itself in some other form, some different forms, okay? So it could be in the physical aspect, the fear may appear as something which will stop us from doing something. It could be something that we feel in our stomach, something that sort of, we are constantly thinking about the same aspect, or it could be a sleepless night. So there will be so many aspects about fear, okay, right? So I want to break this word fear for you. And what if I say it's not actually fear that you're feeling, because if you're really scared of something, okay, you will avoid doing it.
Absolutely.
But are you going to avoid the exam?
No.
No, you're
that's
not.
not possible.
You're not, it's not possible, and you really don't want to, because the whole purpose of taking the exam is to go forward, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the word we are using here is a little bit incorrect. I guess what we are facing is a lot of uncertainty.
Uncertainty,
Yes.
absolutely.
And the uncertainty is about what questions may come in the exam. It may be about how the result will turn out. It may be about, will I remember what I have learned at the time of the exam? So these are the main things that are uncertain about the exam, and it is true about anything else that we do.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of variables, there are a lot of uncertainties. So we are not going to stop ourselves from doing any of those things. What we rather do is we prepare ourselves to do what we need to do.
Absolutely.
And here too, it's what we need to do is to be more prepared,
Absolutely.
to be well prepared for the time when we go and take the exam. So I guess when we tell ourselves that I'm scared, then our mind works differently.
Absolutely.
And when you are saying that there are uncertainties, but I'm well prepared, or I'm preparing myself for this, the way you face it will be slightly different. And it will be probably a more positive outcome when you say this to yourself.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
ma'am. So basically, there are three situations, ma'am. One is a category of the student who is a creamy layer, who is about to get AIR 1 to AIR 100. So a top layer of the students, toppers, basically. As far as my experience, ma'am, we got to hear some of the questions from the students, and the students who are getting less marks in the mock test, which are happening during this duration entire year. So they are more fearful in comparison to the students who are getting good marks in those mock tests.
Yeah.
So what to tell them, being a teacher,
Okay.
to students, how to handle that situations?
I would say keep your, perform your best. Do your 100%. And you will do, obviously, when you keep doing trying to reach your full potential, you will do your best. And that is what is required. We are not in comparison with anybody here. It's you're comparing yourself with your previous marks.
Absolutely.
Okay, so whether it is somebody who tops the class always or somebody who doesn't top the class always, it's not a competition between the two of them. It's about bettering yourself, doing something better than what you have done previously. So the mock tests are a preparation ground for you. They are telling you where you need to improve. So if you focus on the areas that you need improvement, and at the same time revise the ones that you already know well. Okay, so if you have ever taken a music class,
Yeah.
okay, you learn the new lines a little bit, okay, but the thing is you always repeat what you have, like saregama to hamesha repeat karna padta hai.
Basics.
Okay, so the basics need to be repeated every time. Your study is also similar to that. You have to repeat what you already know, maybe very quickly, but also focus on what you need to learn, and that you have learned from the mock test. The marks are telling you something about it.
Absolutely.
The one thing I would always ask students to do is remove the emotion from the whole aspect of it. Fear is an emotion.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to keep that aside for the time being and focus more objectively at looking at what we have in front of us.
Work on the strategies of attempting the paper.
Yes, the strategies.
Be practical with the exams.
Be practical with the exam. Okay?
Absolutely.
Because whether it is any subject we are learning, they're teaching you in a scientific manner.
Yeah.
Okay, and that scientific manner needs to be applied to your exam as well. Okay?
Yes.
There is a strategy that the teachers are teaching you.
And
Follow
initially,
the
ma'am,
strategy.
you discussed that what will happen next.
Yes.
What are the results? So these all are emotions, ma'am.
Yes,
Because
all this, the emotion that comes from what might happen, and the uncertainties, all these are fueling that emotion in you, which I guess is only adding more anxiety on the day of the exam. Okay, so if we can take a little bit more practical approach to this and look at it more objectively, I think the fear factor will reduce a little bit.
And do you think, ma'am, the lack of knowledge about the subject
See, students at the
fear?
end of the day, they're learning, right? And if you know everything, there's no need to learn. And the fact that you are in the process of learning has to be kept in mind always. You're learning. You may not know every answer. So,
Absolutely.
and that's fine. It's absolutely fine. So eventually you will get to a point when you will learn, and the exam has a pattern.
Yeah.
Yes, and you are preparing for that pattern throughout the year. So be confident that you know the pattern, you know the answers to whatever needs to be answered at the time of the exam.
Absolutely,
Okay,
ma'am.
and be confident, or learn the subject well.
Yeah.
Take time to learn the subject. It's important. But we know the subjects are vast, and nobody can claim to say they know everything about a subject.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am.
Okay.
So the more we empower ourselves with the concepts of the subject, ma'am,
Yes.
so the less fearful we may be during the exam
yes,
days.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely, ma'am. So how to organize or plan yourself to overcome these exam fear, ma'am?
Okay, so now we know that we have only 1 month or 1.5 months before the actual exam date.
Yeah.
I think whether it's the IP board exams or the JEE mains exams, Okay, we have certain number of weeks. Okay, so break
Absolutely.
down first weekly. Like I said, my favorite word is timetable and scheduling.
Yeah.
Okay, so make a proper timetable. I think most schools and colleges now help with making a timetable. Okay, if you need some adjustment in the timetable, talk to your professors or lecturers, and they will help you in readjusting the timetables for you. So follow the timetable as much as possible without, like, deviating from the timetable. Okay. Second thing that I really think works, and it has been scientifically proven, is the where you sit and study. Okay, find one specific place where you feel comfortable, where there is enough lighting, where there is enough, like, access to water and stuff like that. Some place where you feel, okay, this is a comfortable position for me.
Yeah.
Okay, the place is important because somehow it registers in our mind. Okay, the environment in which we study and the learning, okay, there is a connection.
Yeah.
And the more you sit in the same place, so your mind tells you, okay, here I'm here to study right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we are training our mind that, okay, I'm sitting on the sofa now, okay, in my bedroom or in my living room, wherever. This is my place for study. Okay, make sure your place of study is clean and tidy. Most important, it needs to look organized. Okay,
Yeah.
if you have papers scattered around everywhere and you're trying to find this sheet and that sheet, you're wasting a lot of time.
Absolutely.
So organize what you need, your notes, your textbooks, whatever you need for that subject. Okay, so if it is 6 o'clock in the evening, you're going to study chemistry, have your chemistry books all ready on the table and keep everything else aside. Okay, when there is a lot of clutter around you, your mind cannot focus. So
Absolutely.
make sure that your study area is always clean and tidy. That's
Yes,
very
ma'am.
important. So every day at 6 o'clock, you come, like, as if your mind is telling you, I have to come and sit at the table. So just come sit there, use your time to clean, study at that point of time, whatever you have scheduled for yourself. Okay?
So the most important is scheduling
The scheduling,
entire
your timetable, the place in which you sit and study, your organizing and planning what you need to study. So
Absolutely.
it's not just having the books in front of you, but also have what chapters you need to study, what questions you are going to revise. Have that also in front of you so that you know, okay, today I'm going to revise these questions.
Yeah.
And this is what I set a goal for yourself for the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So maybe write it down if you can. If you can't, at least make a mental note of your goal for the day. I have to study these subjects or this topic and these questions.
Absolutely.
Okay, right?
And
So-
finally, we need to supervise and validate also whether we
Yes.
are up to the mark or not.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So if you have somebody around, if you are at home, maybe your parents can help. If you are studying in a group of friends, or if you are sitting in a classroom and studying, ask your teachers if they can sort of validate what you know. Like how we used to do in when we were much younger, we used to ask somebody, can you ask me this question? I will repeat.
Yeah.
Okay, so that needs to be done.
Okay.
A little bit.
That
So-
creates a confidence.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so I guess that's important as well. So study, revise, and then ask somebody or ask yourself if you know the answers. Close your book, read it, or repeat what you have learned.
Absolutely, ma'am. So basically, ma'am, if I talk about the exam JEE main, so it happens in 2 shifts. Suppose in the morning shift, ma'am, the exam timing is 9 to 12. So my suggestion would be to maintain a routine around the week or round the month before the exam, ma'am, to actually make your study hours in a way that it should be in the slot of 9 to 12.
Okay.
You should not be sleeping during that time.
Yes.
Because if you have a habit of sleeping in the duration of 9 to 12, obviously you'll be having a
Yes,
sleepy
yeah.
day. You'll be feeling lethargic in that day
Absolutely.
during the exam.
Valid point. Yes.
So if the exam time is 9 to 12, you have to make sure that in this slot you have to study round the month before the examination, so that you have a habit of sitting for these 3 hours.
Yes.
So this is my suggestion to the students. And my next question, how to take care of the nutrition during the last days of the examination?
Okay. The most important thing for our brain activity is to be well hydrated. So I would suggest that students drink plenty of water, fluids in whatever way. Okay, whether no coffee, tea, that's not advisable,
Okay.
because they do sort of keep you awake beyond necessary hours.
Yeah.
So if you especially have coffee towards the evening to keep awake, then you're struggling to fall asleep. Okay, so try and avoid caffeine towards the end of the day. After 3-4 p.m. in the evening, you should not have caffeine, whether it's tea or coffee. Okay, if you're feeling sleepy when you're studying, get a glass of water. That will be more, it will hydrate you and keep you awake better. Okay, as far as the nutrition is concerned, avoid oily foods, because that can make you feel very drowsy.
Absolutely.
Eat healthy food in small quantities, so that you are not overfilling yourself, and when you're overfull, then you tend to feel sleepy. So small bites at small intervals is better advised. Some kind of snacking in between. If you can get good nuts, like almonds and things like that, that will be advisable as well. Fruits, nuts, and whatever you eat in small quantities, and in short intervals.
Absolutely.
So that will keep you awake and alert all the time as well. Lots of fluids is what is important. Yeah.
Great, ma'am. And the most important is avoid overeating.
Yes, yes.
Because during the last days, overeating, if you do, you'll be
Yes.
feeling more lethargic.
Yes.
You won't be able to spend a lot of time in self studies.
Yes, and
So-
also because we know that stress and binge eating are connected with each other. So people tend to eat junk food when they are stressed.
Okay.
So we should avoid that kind of junk food as well, because that will it's a negative coping mechanism.
Absolutely.
So better to have a fruit when you're hungry. Have some fruit which is more nutritional and better for you, healthier.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
So on the day of the exam, ma'am, the duration is 9 to 12, for example.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the particular exam, JEE Main. So before 9, the student will be reaching at the center during 7:30 or 8, ma'am, in the morning. So what breakfast should the student have? And I also heard that many of the nutritionists, they are suggesting dark chocolate on the day of the exam. I don't know what is the reason exactly, but yeah, what according to you should be the
I guess,
light breakfast?
Any light breakfast, okay, which is sumptuous, which is sort of filling well enough. Lots of water, again, I would say water or any kind of fluid that will keep you hydrated is essential. I don't know, for some exams, I heard that they don't allow water bottles also in your
Yeah, it should be
exam room.
transparent.
Yeah, okay, it should be transparent. Okay,
yeah.
so if you can carry a water bottle, take one water bottle with you. But any light meal or a breakfast that you're used to,
Yeah.
don't eat anything which you're not used to. Okay, because that might cause stomach upsets and things like that. So
Yeah.
whatever you are used to on a regular basis, 2 boiled eggs and 1 toast or something like that, which will be a healthy meal for you. Okay, that's what is advised. If you
Okay.
eat things like dosa, which have a lot of oil and all,
Yeah.
you may tend to sort of make you feel drowsy.
Absolutely.
So eat something which is something that you're used to normally.
Yeah, selection of breakfast is important on the
Yes,
exam day.
yes, absolutely.
And ma'am, just before the exam, the previous night, ma'am, so many of the students, they face sleepless night because of this exam fear.
Yes.
They feel anxiety
Yeah.
just before the exam day. So how to handle that, ma'am?
Well, there are a few things that students can do. First of all, I believe whatever you have studied so far till the last night before, your mind has reached its peak and it has come to a saturation point. Okay, so do light revision that day. Okay, do not try to read new things. No point in doing that at that point of time. Okay, just do light revision and relax your mind. Do probably about an hour of relaxation, doing nothing related to your study. So either just sitting and talking with your family, watching some TV if required, to take your mind off that pressure for some time.
Freshen
So
up.
yeah, relieve yourself of the stress. If some people feel like crying when they are stressed out, cry. It's okay. It's fine. Okay. The more you sort of, a lot of students I hear, they say we get pain over here on these sides. Okay. It's because they're holding their nerves so tight, and it tends to hurt you over here.
Absolutely.
Okay. And that's because they're holding their tears. So if you want to cry, cry. It's okay. Absolutely fine. And just watch some light TV and go to bed early. Okay, knowing that you may not fall asleep very soon.
Yeah.
So I say 10 o'clock should be your deadline to sleep before the night before the exam, or even earlier, because it may help you in waking up early.
Absolutely.
Because that early morning study, when your brain is fresh, is the best time to study.
Yeah.
So if you sleep early by 9:30, it's possible that you can by 5 o'clock prepare yourself for another hour and then go to the exam center.
Got it, ma'am. So minimum 6 hours sleep is required just before the exam.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And
like
also,
many of the students, they say that they're trying to sleep and they lay down over the bed for 2 hours, but there are a lot of things going on in their brain. They're not able to manage to sleep.
Yeah.
So how to actually stop
overthinking?
Overthinking, and because we are actually moving, the brain is working in all dimensions.
Yeah.
It is thinking about everything at the night before the exam. So how to handle that, ma'am?
I think when we start preparing for the exams itself, we need to get into a habit of doing at least 2 to 5 minutes of meditative practice.
Yeah.
I'm not calling it meditation. It is just a meditative practice, okay? Wherein what happens is, when you, in a day-to-day life, so many thoughts go into our head, okay? Most of them, I would say, are not necessary, okay? And when you do meditative practices, what happens is that flow of thoughts reduces automatically. Okay, so deep breathing and a little bit of meditative practice 5 minutes before you start your study. Okay, in between the day once, so at least 2 to 3 times. So instead of doing 15 minutes at a stretch, I would suggest do 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes before you go to sleep. Okay, so at least 15 minutes you are doing that meditative practice, it becomes a habit. Okay, so before you go for exam, do that meditative practice, and when after you enter your exam room, when you're seated, it takes 2 minutes to bring your breathing down.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I will show you the practice once, so
Yeah.
that you can students can watch it. Okay, it's simple meditative practice. A lot of people ask me that when I sit quietly, a lot of thoughts are going in my
Yeah.
mind. Okay, right? The function of our brain is to produce thoughts. It will produce thoughts. Don't worry about it. Don't focus on any particular thought. Don't try to drive away any thought. Okay, it's like, oh, this is a negative thought, I must push it away.
Okay.
The more you want to push it away, the more it will come back to you.
Absolutely.
So let the thought come and go. It's fine. Okay, you will be surprised. You sit down quietly for 5 minutes, and you will notice the amount of thoughts that have come down. You will feel more at peace, more at calmer. Okay, that is what needs to happen. So I can demonstrate a quick
Sure,
deep
ma'am.
breathing exercise. Okay, so let us try and do that. I'll
Yeah.
help you do that if you can leave that.
Yeah.
Usually it's best to have bare feet. If you are at home, you can do that. Keep your feet on the ground. You can sit, either you want to sit down or you want to sit on a chair, it's fine, whatever is comfortable for you. And if you're wearing glasses, please remove glasses.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going to do this on you so that they can. So keep your hands like this if possible, or otherwise
Relaxation
it's
straight.
just relaxation. Okay, spine straight, but don't stress too much on your back. We don't want to hurt your back. Just in a comfortable position. Okay, and inhale as I count till 4.
Okay.
Okay, right? So take a inhalation. I will count till 4. Say, close your eyes. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale till I count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this you can do 5 rounds. Okay, it will sort of bring your breathing to a certain rhythm. Okay, if you understand, our body is like a rhythm, right? So when our rhythm is set in, right now what is happening when you have too many thoughts, we are actually doing a lot of shallow breathing. Okay, our breath is not going till our navel point.
Okay.
Okay, we are breathing only from here. So if you can notice, you are breathing like without knowing. Okay, when you take a deep breath, your breath goes all the way till your stomach and out.
Okay.
Okay, so once that happens, your thought levels start to come down to some extent. Okay, so when you sit in this position, you can imagine something which is relaxing to you. Okay, can we try that?
Yeah.
Okay, close your eyes. Imagine a beautiful scenery, maybe a beach, white sand, beautiful ocean, a blue sky. Now imagine there's a bird flying. The bird is going high and high. You're looking at the bird. Now let's synchronize your breathing with that of the birds flying. Okay? Take a breath as the bird flaps its wings out. Breathe out as it flaps its wings down. The wings going up, breathe in. As it wings come down, breathe out. Keep imagining that beautiful scenery. Enjoy in that moment. Look at the bird, the freedom, the fresh air, and remind yourself of all the things that are there for you, for which you are grateful. Your parents, your teachers who are helping you to study, the opportunities that you have, be grateful for the health that you have. Remember that you are confident. Remember that you are capable. You are hardworking. Be grateful for all the good qualities that you have. Now finally, a big thank you to God for keeping you safe, giving you opportunities, and giving you good health. Now slowly rub your palms, generate warmth, keep them on your eyes for 2 seconds, and when ready, open your eyes. How did that
Very,
feel?
very relaxing, ma'am.
Very relaxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the opportunity in the middle of the interview. Great thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would recommend student to follow the same process.
Yes.
And
So
yeah,
they can
it
be,
actually, so there was a lot of thoughts being pondering in my brain. And when you recite the story, I was into this scene.
Okay.
And nothing I was,
You're not able to
I was
think
not
about
thinking
anything.
about anything
Yes.
apart from this, ma'am.
So this is called visualization, okay? It may be slightly different, but I'll give you another small technique which students can do without much difficulty, okay? So close your eyes and basically you breathe in and breathe out, tracing your palm, okay?
Okay.
So when you breathe in, you're tracing your thumb up, breathe out, going down. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and slowly come down. So do it a few times. So you're basically touching your own palm when you with your eyes closed. Okay, so you're breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So you are grounding yourself. Basically, what happens is our thoughts are everywhere. When we are doing a grounding exercise like this, it brings you back to the present tense.
Okay.
Okay, and that automatically calms you down because present tense is a calm moment. Okay, the future is uncertain, the past may be good or bad, but the present tense has no good, no bad. It is just here for now.
Absolutely.
So most people or most students wander either in the future because they're thinking, oh, what might happen in the future, like, after the exam, or they think, oh, I didn't study properly yesterday.
Yeah.
So that yesterday is not coming back, the future we don't know. So live in the moment, be here for now, and that will help you in becoming more calm before your exams as well. Okay, this small deep breathing exercise can be done even before the exam, but some people do get into a very anxious mode, like, their heart is palpitating, they feel palpitations. At that time, deep breathing exercises with a little bit of variation is what will work. Okay, so you're taking a deep breath, saying so you're breathing in, exhaling. Okay, so do it 5 times and then normalize your breath.
Okay.
This will work once you are at the panic situation where you are before the exams. You may sort of feel very anxious.
Yeah.
So in that moment, rebreathing in a slow manner may not help. It will help after you do this quick, deep inhalation and fast exhalation.
Yeah.
And then bring your breath down to normalcy. Sit down quietly for 2 seconds.
Yeah, this anxiety may come, ma'am. I also experience the same. So when the students are allowed to enter into the one college or school has been allotted for the exam, so examination center basically. So when students are allowed to enter into the examination center, and the moment the exam starts, the students are allowed to enter. The students have got their seats and they are waiting for exams to start. So it takes around 20 to 25 minutes in between.
Yeah.
And that is a period where the students feel anxiety.
Yes.
So they can have this exercise done
Yes.
at that moment.
At that point of time.
Yeah.
So
great.
So deep
ma'am.
breathing exercises, a little bit of meditative practice right from the time you start preparing for your exams, I guess, it should be part of your routine, everyday routine, along with your diet, along with your sleep. Even before you sleep, if on a daily basis, I would recommend before you actually sleep, read something completely unrelated to your studies.
Okay.
Make that a habit, not on your cell phone, but on a proper paperback book.
Yeah.
Okay. Say a prayer before you go to sleep. All these things will help you in sort of, reducing
Calming
your
yourself.
anxiety. And yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So got it. So basically, ma'am, in your answer, you discuss one thing, that talk to the parents just before the exam day.
Yeah.
And we as a human are really social, and we are connected emotionally with our parents.
Yeah.
Generally, the boys are connected with the mother, and the girls are generally connected with the father. So I also feel that during whenever like I'm in a situation of stress, so I used to have my mother and along with me, and I used to hug her. So that relieves a lot of anxiety in me.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, jadoo ki jhappi is required
Yes,
just
and
before
I
the
would
exam.
also suggest to the parents the day before the exams, don't push the children to study till the last minute. If they want to sit and sort of spend some time with you, allow them to give them that time,
Yeah.
and make that environment a little bit more light-hearted. Talk about something fun, something which is absolutely unrelated to the exam. Okay, that will take that stress off them.
Yeah, got it, ma'am. So the most common question that our students have, ma'am, how to overcome the exam fear?
First, replace the word fear with another word, more positive word, or probably less intense word like uncertainty. Okay. Secondly, replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Okay. Wherever you say I'm doubtful, replace it with I can.
I can.
Okay. Thirdly, preparation. Revision, repeating is what is important. These three things, if you can remember, you will be able to overcome exam fear.
So the next common question is how to organize yourself just before the exam day.
Eat well, sleep well, relax yourself, read and repeat. However, don't overdo any of your revisions. Don't learn new things.
So we have discussed various aspects that can reduce or overcome the exam fear. We discussed about the routine, scheduling, and we discussed about the diet plan, ma'am.
Yeah.
And we discussed about various strategies so that we can overcome the exam fear. Is there anything left, ma'am, that you have like you can suggest students to follow?
Nothing left, only I would like to sum up this few points. Basically, first is scheduling, finding a right place to sit and study, enough nutrition, then a good, keeping yourself hydrated, good sleep, good thoughts, positive thoughts, okay, no negative thoughts to bother you at this point of time, and a little bit of meditative practices, deep breathing exercises, physical exercise as well. If you can do even for 5-10 minutes in a day, just some stretching exercises will be of great help.
Yeah. Absolutely, ma'am. So thank you so much for this wonderful session and the learnings that you have given to our students. And definitely, with the help of this session, they will be able to overcome the exam fear, and thus they'll be able to generate a good result in the examination. So hope best things come out from the students and these examinations that are going to happen these days. So thank you so much, everyone, the parents and the students. So we'll come up with the new titles and the new videos which will be helping in the well-being of the students and their welfare. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Akshay, and all the best to all our students writing exams all over the world, all over India. All the very best. Keep yourself positive. Keep yourselves in the learning mode always, and do your best.
Absolutely. So all the best, everyone. And kuch na hoga to tajurba to zarur hoga. So keep that in mind every time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.